everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you're all good. In today's video we're going to be doing a delicate floral spring design with a little bit of stamping and blooming gel marbles as well. I have left some of the nail art in real time, so I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now, starting off, my two base colours in this set are going to be the beautiful Pamper Me. I only very recently got this colour from Kiki, so I was excited to get it in a design. And then I also opted to use Petal Kiss. Now these, I'm not too sure if I felt as though these two colours worked together. They kind of worked a bit better once we'd finished all the nail art and tied some more of the colours in together, but I'm not 100% sure if they're two colours that I would put together again. I really love each of them on their own, and I wanted to use both of them because I just recently bought the Pamper Me and I'm loving the colour, and I had Petal Kiss out on my desk because it's a beautiful colour for spring and I've not used it in hardly any designs. So they kind of work together, but I'm just not 100% sure. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the colour combination. But anyway, I'm going to add 2 thin coats of each of these colours to my bases. Of course, if you was working on yourself or a client, you would do all of your prep and base coat first of all. Now, I apply my first coat quite thin and then my second coat ever so slightly thicker, but I do work with all of my Kiki London gel polishes on quite the thin side, especially that first coat. And I do find that 2 thin coats is sufficient enough for around 99% of the colours to get a fully opaque finish. I really love this particular nude. I definitely think I'm going to use this a lot in the in the summer, because I think it will work really nice with some like tropical shades, you know, like the neons. And if you're familiar with Kiki London, colours like their exotic summer collection, so I'm excited to pair that one up with some of those. So here I'm just coming in and applying that second coat of gel polish, and then we're going to pop that in for 30 seconds. And the first part of our nail art is going to be some stamping. So I have the Miss Lucy UK Retro Spring plate, and one of the designs that I really wanted to try when I first see this plate was, you know, like the designs where you've just got some really small florals kind of either making a French or a fade from the tip of the nail. So I thought I would do that, kind of like a little floral fade coming down the nail. And I really love that this image in the bottom part of the plate here is just lots of different small either leaves or flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a generous amount of stamping polish, scrape off the excess using my Miss Lucy UK scraper. I'm really loving this scraper, guys. I was going to call it a stamper then. But basically I really like it because it's a larger scraper compared to a lot of the scrapers that you get with stampers, and I definitely find it a lot easier to scrape with because of being that larger size. And then here I'm actually removing most of what I picked up because I just wanted to apply this little teeny tiny pink flower, and I was doing this because I want to use 3 different colours of stamping polish with this one image to kind of create that floral fade. So it is a little bit of a time consuming design, but it was worthwhile as I really loved the effect that it gave off. And if you was in a salon, I definitely think it would be a lot quicker than a hand painting. So I'm just going to clean off this pink stamping polish, and I didn't realize I was wiping my plate with some alcohol pads at first and it just wasn't removing the stamping polish, so I switched to a little bit of acetone. For speed, acetone usually just cleans your plate a lot quicker. And then we're going to come in with this beautiful glassy blue shade. It does look a little bit more opaque once you've stamped it down, especially over the darker tone to the base that I'm using. All of the stamping polishes I'm using today are from Clear Jelly Stamper. So again, we've picked up quite a few of the little images, and I'm just going to remove, I'm not going to remove all of them this time. I'm going to just remove a couple of them, and I'm doing this using my lint roller, so it is a little bit finicky, but I wanted to keep some of those little leaves on there and start trying to create like a bit of a bouquet effect. And then I'm going to line this up, so I'm taking a few seconds to work out how I can work it on the nail tip, because I want to make sure I've got room to add on some more stamping, and I want to come in with a green shade as well, and I think I add in a little bit more pink as well. So you can see I've stamped that off to the left hand side. Now, I created this set I think around a week, maybe even 2 weeks ago, and I've just been flat out busy, so I haven't had the chance to edit and upload it. So I've kind of forgot what I was doing in the design, so I'm sorry if the voiceover is a little bit messy. Again, we're going to clean off our stamping plate. You always want to make sure that you give your plate a good clean. And then I'm going to come in with this beautiful green shade. This kind of green is one of my favorite colors at the moment. And I really love the consistency and the pigmentation of this one as well. So again, we've picked up our florals and I'm removing a few of them, trying to be really careful because I had in mind what ones I wanted to keep. So I'm trying to just use the very edge of my lint roller just to remove the ones that I don't want. And again, we're going to try and fit this in and get them all as close together as possible. Now I'm looking through my deli stamper and I am taking my time. I've left this in real time so you can see how slow or how quick I'm being. I mentioned a lot of the time in my stamping videos that you do need to be quite quick when you're stamping. Personally, I find the steps that you need to be quite quick with are applying your stamping polish to the plate, scraping and picking up your image. Once you've picked up your image and it's on your stamper, you can kind of slow down a little bit. So you can take your time to look through your stamper, line up your image and get it exactly where you want it before you press it down. And this is brilliant as well when you're doing layered stamping, because obviously when you've got to line up the layers, you don't necessarily want to be thinking, oh my god, I've got to work quickly. So once you have got it on your stamper, you can kind of take a breath and slow down a little bit. But because stamping polish, a lot of them are very fast drying, that's why a lot of people will recommend working quite quickly. But I find even if it dries a little bit on my stamper, if I'm stamping over the tacky layer that's left behind from your gel polish application, it still will pull it off the stamper and onto the nail. So this is what our little design is looking like. I really thought this looked super cute, especially with the three colors because they contrasted quite well. That splash of blue in there, I didn't 100% feel as though this tied in with the set, but we add some blue in when we do our marbles, so then it works a little bit better. I think I add on maybe one or two more little florals onto this design. So I'm coming back in with the green, and like I said, I always apply a generous amount of stamping polish just to make sure I get a really good pickup. Quick flick of the wrist when it comes to using my stamper, and as you can see, I 99% of the time I'm always happy with my image pickup. I'll get the odd time where I feel as though the image hasn't picked up perfectly, and I will just take my stamper onto my lint roller, remove it and start again. I find it a lot easier to just get rid of an image off your stamper straight away if you're not happy with it, rather than placing it on the nail and then not being happy with it and then having to remove it from the nail. So I think this is what I ended up going with. I don't think I add any more, and I really liked how this looked. Here I had transferred on a little bit of blue stamping polish, so I'm just taking a little bit of acetone and gently wiping that off, and I really liked how this looked. I thought it looked super cute, and I think even this one design would look good in a full set. So just having a full set of different fades with different florals, I think that could look really, really cute. On to the second nail, we're just going to add a little bit of stamping up in the cuticle area, and I have sped through this one because I didn't want the video to be super repetitive, and it is only a really simple design, but I just wanted to show you guys a few more images from this plate and how well they stamp. The Miss Lucy stamping plates are some of my absolute go-to plates. I absolutely love the quality of them, and it's brilliant that they're made here in the UK. So on this nail, I'm just going to place down two little leaves, and then we're going to come in with one of the florals as well, just so I could use all three of those stamping polish colors that we used in the previous design, just to try and tie the design together a little bit more. Now I went for this little pink image up here rather than one of the smaller pink ones, just because we weren't covering so much of the nail, and then we're just going to pop that down, and then that is that now finished. Now this hasn't been a super in-depth stamping tutorial, but I do have a lot more stamping videos up on my channel, so I leave the playlist linked at the end of the video. So that's our stamping finished, and then on the other two nails I wanted to do just a little hint of a marble just to kind of frame the set. And if I was doing this set on myself, or if I was working on a client, when it comes to doing the thumbnail, I probably would try and do a mix of marble and stamping just so the whole set flows, but I was only doing 4 nails in today's video. So the two gel polishes I chose there, I tried to tie them in and get them as similar as I could to the stamping polish colors that I'd used, and this was the kind of like the closest match that I had. And now we're going to do a marble nail design. So I'm taking my Kiki London blooming gel and I'm applying a thin coat of this to the entire nail. Now you don't necessarily have to use blooming gel to create a marble design, but personally I love the effect it gives off and I find it makes marbling a little bit easier. If you don't have blooming gel and you still want to try the technique out, you can also use your clear base coat as well, but I just find that when using base coat it doesn't bloom as much. So I've just applied a thin coat of this to the entire nail, and whether you're using a blooming gel or base coat, you want to leave this wet, so don't pop it in to cure. Then I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to start off with the electric island and simply dot this down into that uncured blooming gel. And I only want this marble to be up in this one corner of the nail, so that's the only place I'm going to be placing my gel polish. Then I cleaned off my dotting tool and we've switched to the pistachio, and I'm just going to dot this down next to the electric island. Clean off my dotting tool once more just so you don't muddy up the colors too much, and then I'm going to start running my dotting tool through those gel polish colors, pulling them into one another and creating this marble swirly effect. And what's going to happen is the blooming gel one is going to help marble the colors together, but I really like the effect that it gives off around the edge of the marbles. At the moment it looks quite defined, but as we leave it to sit there, it's going to start to bloom, and then it gives off a lot of a softer edge to the edges of the gel polish color. So when you do this design without the blooming gel, the gel polish kind of stays where you've marbled it, whereas when you do it with the blooming gel, it runs the marbles together a little bit more and then will fade out at the edges a little bit more. And I personally just think the whole look looks a lot nicer like that. So we're going to do very similar again on this nail, but we're going to have our marble going the other way in this set, because like I said, when I'm doing a set of nails, I really like it when the pointer finger and the little finger frame the middle two nails. So what I've done, applied that thin coat of blooming gel. You really don't want to apply a thick coat. You want to keep it nice and thin just so that it cures properly, and so you also don't end up with a too thick or bulky nail. And then same as before, we're going to dot on the electric island and then the pistachio. You could add as many colors into this as you wanted to. I was kind of just trying to tie in the blue and the green from the stamping. And then once again, we're going to take our dotting tool and just marble through those colors. You can kind of pull them into each other a lot, which I'm doing here, or you can just pull them together a little bit. It's one of those designs, marbles, that the more you play around with, the more defects you can create, and no two marbles ever end up looking the same, which I think is really, really fun. So here I have left them for a few seconds to bloom, and then once I'm happy with that, you can see the one on the left had bloomed a little bit more, so I waited for the one on the right to catch up a little bit, and then I popped them both in to cure for 30 seconds, and this is what the final result looks like. And then all that's left to do is to come in and top coat. So today I'm going to take my Kiki London No Wipe rubber top coat, and I'm just going to apply a thin coat of this to all of the nails and then pop them in to cure for 60 seconds, as the rubber top coat does have that slightly longer cure time. Now today's video has been quite a simple design, and I know that a lot of the videos I've popped up on my channel lately have been quite quick and easy, simple ones, but it's just because I have not had the time to sit down and create a more intricate design, or a design that's going to take a lot longer to record. However, last night I did get time to do some acrylic nails, and I haven't done hardly any of them on my channel compared to what I used to, and I do explain a little bit in that video why. And hopefully soon I will have some more acrylic sets up on the channel, as I have a few plans to kind of mix it up a little bit. I definitely want to do more intricate designs and more acrylics, and I'm going to try and organize and plan my time a little bit better so I've got more time for nails, as I really do miss creating as much as I used to. But anyway, we are at the end of this video, so I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all so much for all of you who watch and comment. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for sticking with me, and again, thank you all for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I will see you all again in the next one. Lots of love, take care, bye bye.